In her 20s, Lady Louisa Windsor is the eldest child of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, as well as the youngest granddaughter of the late Queen Elizabeth. Although she has so far managed to remain relatively unnoticed, Lady Louise is slowly coming into the spotlight, shared by the rest of her family. Here are a few facts about Lady Louise. 1. She was born prematurely. Lady Louise Alice Elizabeth Mary Mountbatten Windsor was born at Frimley Park Hospital in Surrey, England on November 8, 2003. Her mother, then Countess of Wessex, was taken to the hospital to give birth to Lady Louise a month ahead of her due date. By the BBC. Her father, Prince Edward, was not by Sophie's side when Lady Louise was born because he was on an official visit to Mauritius. Lady Louise, weighing 4 pounds 9 ounces, was born prematurely, and her delivery came with some complications. Due to a detached placenta causing severe blood loss for both Sophie and Lady Louise, royal surgeon and gynecologist Marcus Seckel delivered her via emergency caesarean section. Her name was later announced on November 27, 2003, and she was christened in 2004 in the private chapel of Windsor Castle. As the daughter of Prince Edward, she is currently 16th in the line of succession to the British throne. 2. She grew up with an eye condition that inspired her mother's charity campaign. Lady Louise was born with esotropia, a condition in which the eyes turn outward, and had vision problems as a child. She underwent her first eye surgery at just 18 months old to correct her vision. However, the procedure was unsuccessful and Lady Louise underwent a second procedure in 2014. Now, according to Hello magazine, Lady Louise can see perfectly. Premature babies often have strabismus because the eyes are the last thing to be finalized in a baby package, Sophie told the Sunday Express newspaper about her daughter's eye condition. Her strabismus was quite deep when she was a baby and it takes time to correct that. You have to make sure one eye doesn't become more dominant than the other, but she's fine now, her vision is perfect, she added. Lady Louise's mother was so inspired by her daughter's journey to correct her cosmetically awkward condition that she is now a patron of the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness and a global ambassador for Vision 2020, a worldwide initiative to eliminate avoidable blindness with 2020. 3. A lake is named in her honor. According to the Vancouver Sun, Prince Edward received an unexpected gift from Manitoba Prime Minister Gary Dewar during a visit to Winnipeg, Manitoba, to pay tribute to Canadian military personnel who served in Afghanistan in 2008. After delivering a speech honoring Canadian servicemen and women, Prince Edward received framed announcements naming 2 lakes in northwestern Manitoba after Lady Louise, then 4 years old, and her brother James, then Viscount Severn, then 5 months old. 4. She is an accomplished carriage driver. In her hobbies, Lady Louisa takes her example from her late grandfather, Prince Philip. Like him, she is an avid carriage driver. She is said to have inherited Prince Philip's pony and carriage after his death, and in May 2022, she demonstrated her skills on the public stage by driving his carriage at the Royal Windsor Platinum Jubilee Horse Show. She previously demonstrated her carriage driving talents at the 2018 Windsor Horse Show and participates in the show annually. Honestly, I'm following in her footsteps, her mother Sophie said in a 2020 interview about Lady Louise's abilities. No, she's naturally so good at it, really. It's something she's adapted to very well. 5. She didn't know her grandmother was the Queen of England. Lady Louise and her younger brother James, the Earl of Wessex, have largely remained out of the public eye. And it seems that living a normal life as a child meant not realizing that your grandmother was a monarch. In an interview with BBC correspondent Louise Minchlin in May 2016, Sophie revealed that her daughter didn't realize that her grandmother was the Queen of England. For young Lady Louise, Queen Elizabeth had always been an ordinary grandmother. Well, actually for Louise it was a much bigger shock to the system, Sophie told Minchlin. It was just when she would come home from school and say, "Mommy, people keep telling me that Grandma is the Queen." And I asked her, "Yeah, how does that make you feel?" And she said, "I don't realize." I don't think she realized that maybe there is only one queen. 6. She played an important role in royal weddings. Two of her cousins invited Lady Louise to serve at their wedding parties. Back in 2011, Louise was a bridesmaid at the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton. More recently, Louise was given a prominent role at another royal wedding. She and her brother James were special attendants at Princess Eugenie's wedding to Jack Brooksbank in October 2018. In 2022, she made more frequent appearances at royal events. During the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, she appeared several times with her royal relatives, riding in a carriage during the Colour Squad. She even re-wore her mother's Colour Squad hat, attending the Queen's National Thanksgiving service, and hosting the Platinum Party at a palace concert. 7. She is studying at the University of St. Andrews. In August 2022, it was confirmed that she will attend the University of St. Andrews in the fall, the school where her cousin Prince William met Kate. Having received her O-level results today, Lady Louise will begin studying English at the University of St. Andrews in September, a spokesperson for Buckingham Palace said. However, Louise went to school just 2 days before her grandmother, the Queen, passed away and quickly traveled to Balmoral to be with the rest of the royal family. Louise was a constant presence at events in honor of her late grandmother. At the Palace of Westminster, Lady Louisa and her brother James, then Viscount Severn, paid tribute to their late grandmother. A few days later, Louisa and James joined the rest of their cousins to be on duty at Queen Elizabeth's coffin, and Louisa wore a necklace with a silhouette of a horse's head. The necklace may have been a tribute to her and her grandmother's shared love of all things equestrian. At the Queen's funeral, she wore this necklace again. 8. She often appears with the royal family. On May 6, Lady Louisa attended the coronation of King Charles with her father, Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and her mother Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. For the occasion, she wore a blue and white summer dress with a floral print and a matching wide-brimmed hat. She also accessorized with a white clutch and white suede-heeled shoes. Lady Louise Windsor was joined by the rest of her family on the balcony of Buckingham Palace after the coronation.